back together. And that kind of other hacking is like black hat hacking or cracking. So that was a really great component was to have. I'm going to talk about the origins of hacking. And some people even said that during World War II, there was a hack duty that would go out and use a hacksaw and tape together a couple of different planes that some pieces were missing from others because they'd been shot at. And in the morning, they'd go and fly a complete plane that the hack patrol was able to make work. So the mechanical and the putting things together and using your hands and all that is definitely a huge component of what we've been trying to do here. So thank you very much, the San Francisco Yellow Bike Project. And speaking of other ways that you can hack that don't involve technology, one of them is urban gardening. And we had two people here, Nima and Carrie, who have really, there's been many other volunteers as well, but the two of them have really made what we have in our backyard. If you haven't seen it yet, you can head out the window, or you can go around back and check it out as soon as we finish here. But we were just going to do a little parklet, a parking lot the size of a car. And there's been so many different awesome synchronicities with this project. When you're doing things for the right reasons, they just kind of happen. And one of those, one of our friends, Brandon Bosch, was teaching yoga at a place called Hayes Valley Farm. I'm sure most of you guys know about it. They had a 3-year run at a property that was set to be developed. And the day that they closed down was actually the day that we opened. Or they closed at the end of May and we opened on June 1st. And we went over there to this last yoga class. They were offering free yoga, and that's where we met Carrie. And they had a bunch of free supplies of dirt and giant spool wheels and chairs and everything. So we just kind of showed up to take that stuff, and we were really stoked to find that, but we had no idea that what we really found was Carrie, who came over here that first day right after. It was tremendous timing and insight and experience as a horticulturalist, and so that was really wonderful how Carrie came across this project. And the other synchronicity here is with Nima. He was walking by before we'd even opened. We got the keys to the building on the 26th, and he was just walking by, and we were in the gate, and he had already passed. And Mike North, whose name's been mentioned a couple times here tonight, used to get coffee from Nima in Potrero Hill at Coffee Bar, and said, "Hey Nima," and he'd already turned his head back to look, and he's been here almost every day since. He's really the Johnny on the spot. I just couldn't find my pen and wanted to write something, and I'm like, "Do you know where my pen is?" And he just whoosh, pulls out his pocket. That was about 10 seconds, or 10 seconds before he came up here. So yeah, I'm really, again, the people that have shown up, the resources, and Nima's someone that I consider probably a friend for the rest of my life, and I'd be happy to work with him on other projects. And the dedication that you guys have had to the garden and what's been created in such a short amount of time is really incredible. So I'll let you guys talk about the urban garden hack.
We're going to keep this one on the shorter side because I'm sure you're all eager to mingle and listen to music. So upon stumbling across Free Space, I saw this building, and at first I was thoroughly confused, like what the hell is this thing? Then within a few minutes I kind of understood, like, oh, it's Free Space, it's a giant campus, do what you want with it. And I live in a shoebox apartment, but my background is in horticulture, and I saw this giant parking lot as an opportunity to do that which I could not do otherwise.
So I met with Nima the last week at Hayes Valley Farm. I studied permaculture design over there, and it was just amazing that we were closing and we learned of the really incredible creative space opening up here. And so myself and a few others are actually here tonight too. Came over to check it out on the first day they opened. We hooked up with Nima and said, we can do amazing things in this backyard. He had connections I didn't have, I had connections he didn't have. And we wanted to show that we could bring a holistic, sustainable design in a space that had no resources, do it essentially for free, and show the community that a community garden doesn't have to take a long time, and it doesn't have to be expensive. We spent from from the first day that we put the first shovel of mulch into a wheelbarrow to the end of the first final planting took us 4 days. 4 days, and it's just amazing volunteers. We had, about 5 people working nonstop, about 5 to 8 hours a day. Really sweaty out there until we got some mulch and some water going. And it's just beautiful. And we got a chance to plant it at the feet of these unbelievable murals. And we just want to say that one last quick anecdote is I was a couple weeks into the project. I was in the garden watering, and I heard this woman across the street in the alley talking to her friends, and she said, you know what? She goes, and she was pointing to the garden. She goes, "That wasn't here 10 days ago. I don't know how the hell they did that." she says it's incredibly beautiful, and this happens every single day. People drop by from the neighborhood and just tell us and thank us, and just how beautiful it is. And what a great idea that Nima had to build a food garden back there. And what a great way to be able to show the community that we love you, and hopefully you love us. And our next challenge is going to be that we not just can build it in 8 days, but that we can actually move it as well. So
That's happening tomorrow.
Which is happening tomorrow, right? So stay tuned. We're going to try to figure out how to move that garden in the space of probably 48 hours. So we'll let you know where it ends up. We're not quite sure where it's going.
It's going to Marin.
Oh, it's going to Marin? Oh, it is going to Marin.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, it is moving. So development as of about 15 minutes ago, probably. So anyway, that's cool. It's just been such an awesome space and opportunity. And thank you, Free Space guys.
Kind of going back to what Morgan was saying earlier, by 2050, 80% of the planet is going to be in cities, and it's simply not sustainable or even reasonable to have no green space and just concrete. The concrete jungle is unpleasant without green environments, and there's actually been psychological studies where people who spend an average of 5 minutes a day walking through green spaces have dramatically less stress levels. And bringing that kind of vegetation and scenery and energy to a dense city like this, I feel is beneficial in so many ways. Nothing but good could come of it. And, I don't know, something about the transformation of the lot-filled hypodermic needles to tomatoes and squash. I don't know, it just kind of transforms the way people's experiences of walking around this neighborhood.
It's not just beneficial, it's a necessity. We have to do this. If we don't, we just won't be here anymore.
And also I'd like to thank, he's not here, but Tom Gunn. He owns Central Kitchen and Flower and Water, some restaurants in the Mission. And he's the one who actually gave us all the plans. Second day we had this idea for this garden. Via social media, we put out a post, and within 5 minutes got a response and got truckloads of plants delivered the next day from his rooftop garden that got evicted by the landlord. And it actually kind of works out because we need to move the garden anyway, and he just got a plot of land up in Marin where he actually grows his own pigs and chickens for his restaurants. And the rest of the resources, they just came from repurposed, scavenged, found.
From community garden spaces, so we've got resources here from Please Touch, from Community Grows, from Hayes Valley, from the Bee Farm, from we have a list of sponsors essentially of people that have donated to this space.
I don't know, and part of the whole thing, true to the philosophy of free space, there's all this free stuff out there. There's no reason to go buy new things and signal to the market to make more new things. And so we just found all this stuff in the world, and we got 2 truckloads of wood chips and mulch and refertilized the rocky ground, and found a bunch of horse manure compost from horse ranches in Pacifica, and Hayes Valley Farm soil, and fertilizers were donated to us, and it all just kind of came together naturally.
And again, thank you, Free Space.
And we hope to see more green spaces, and any future free space project is going to have a garden, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.